Hi everyone, welcome to Horse Confidence. Today I'm with Tricia Aldridge. I did it right this time? Yes, thank you. Today we video a full clinic of all your program, but for you, I think one part that it's very important, it's the care and it's all the things that you're doing for the horse before you're going on or before you bring them in the arena. So can you talk about it a little bit with us?
Sure.
Please?
So one thing I want to talk about is, we're very, very big on vet work. So I really believe that, when we're like, especially 3-year-olds, everybody asks, how do you get your horse ready? Well, the biggest thing is I want to make sure that my horse feels 100%, that she never has a doubt in her mind she's going to go in the arena and it's going to hurt. And I talk strongly about that, and like us doing injections and stuff on 3-year-olds, because a lot of people will say, well, they're 3, so they don't need any work done. But we are the hardest on horses getting ready. So when I ride my 3-year-old, she has a very strenuous exercise routine. She's having to do the same things 100 times, get it right, over and over and over, and tons of slow work and getting fit and a lot of stress on the joints, versus like, we might inject that 3-year-old more than we inject that 10-year-old horse that all I gotta do is lope circles on and go to the jackpot or go to the rodeo, because he's not having that same kind of strenuous weekly exercise program that my 3 and 4-year-olds do to get ready and to stay sharp to go down the road. So the biggest thing, we use Dr. Donnelly of Double X Equine, and he has been an instrumental part in my team to make sure that my horses are feeling good. And I think it's important that you work with a vet that listens to what you feel. So when I'm riding and I say, okay, hey, this is what I feel at the back of the first barrel, or this is what I feel, or, he doesn't want to get in the ground enough, or, whatever it is I feel, to have a vet that's going to work with you and create a plan to fix that problem. The next biggest thing that we do is going to be our shoer or farrier work, because no feet, no horse. So you can either spin it at the vet or spin it on your shoer. If you do not take care of your horse's feet, you are going to be paying your vet to inject their feet or to do whatever to fix it. One thing that we kind of talked about a little bit is negative angles. So x-rays are a super cheap way to know that your horse is shod right, to make sure that they don't have that negative palmar angle that's going to be more strenuous on their tendons and all muscles. So we've had horses that have negative palmar angle on the back feet, and you got to inject their SIs because their feet are wrong and it's pulling on all of that. So having a shoer that you can trust to work with you, having a vet that's going to listen to you, and trusting them enough to do what they're good at. It's not my job to tell my shoer how to shoe my horse. I tell him what I feel, if I need more traction or if I need less, or I tell him, hey, this is what I feel, watch this video, and him and I are going to come up with a game plan for my horse to go down the road.
And when to the vet work with the farrier, and everyone, and even the chiro, everyone work together. That makes, for the horse, that makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. And so for me, my team, I very much credit my vet and my shearer is Cutter Holloway, and Don will do the x-rays and say his opinion on it, and then Cutter will have his opinion on it. Cutter also has rode. I think that when you have a vet and a shearer that also ride horses, Dr. Lee Ropes, they have a little bit of a different perspective, of what that horse actually needs to stay right in the arena. And so that's also been a very big part of all that. Other than that, I'm very big on vet shoer work. So making sure that they feel good, because if that horse feels good, I promise you will not be fighting that horse. They will want to go in and do their job. Like, I cannot even name how many problems can be fixed. And another thing I really want to touch base on too is that just because your vet says your horse doesn't need to be injected doesn't mean that horse doesn't need it. My vet looks at 20-something performance horses every day, high-end barrel horses, rope horses, whatever. The vet down the road over here, he might look at one performance horse a week. So make sure that it's not that your vet's a bad vet or whatever like that. It's the sheer numbers of what they see. you know, we have smaller vets that say, you know, well, come back in 3 days and we'll check again, and come back in 3 days and we'll take the stitches out. You know, my vet doesn't want to see me for that. They're going to let me do whatever I'm capable of doing. They're going to let me do, so that when my horse goes to them, they can do what they need to do to help us get right in the arena. So I think that that's a big deal too. I see horses a lot that will trot sound. They look pretty good when they're running 30 miles an hour in the arena. They won't stay in the ground. They won't hold their leads. They won't do this. They won't do that. That horse needs work. They need help. But, you know, you'll have a lot too of vets, I think, that kind of go towards their clientele. So if you do play days, they might be like, oh, your horse will be fine. Where if I took that horse in, they would have went ahead, wouldn't ask any questions, and just worked on him. Sometimes they don't want to have to explain to you everything or why we do it, or, you know, well, Facebook says it's bad to inject a 3-year-old. Well, I ride that 3-year-old way harder than anything else. I never want my horse to have an excuse to not want to do their job. So there's a lot in all of that. But just because you get one opinion, it's an opinion. Don't be scared to go get another one, or go to a performance vet, you know, somebody that really has a lot of experience with what you're wanting to accomplish. You know, you cannot expect your horse to be competitive at the highest level if you don't treat them like a professional athlete.
And they are athletes. That's why that's the difference. They are not just going for a trailer. They're really working there.
Yep. And barrel racing is one of the only sports where it is quantifiable. You know, I've had horses that were really good 1D horses, and they'd start kind of backing off. They'd be like 3/10 off. I'd take them to the vet, get them worked on, right back to winning. Like sometimes they just need help. They need maintenance to keep going.
And then you have some other things too.
Yes.
For your feeding product program Yep.
So one thing is that every single horse I have runs down the alley on Lasix. Every single one. It's super cheap. If you can't IV it, you can squirt it in their mouth. There's a huge percentage of horses that bleed that nobody even knows. If you see the tiniest speck of blood, it is automatically a 10 on a 1 to 10 scale. So I think a lot of horses bleed. It's a lot of times why you have alley issues, or horses that get real anxious and worked up. And people just don't know that that's going on. So Lasix is super cheap. It keeps me one less thing I have to worry about. So because we run everything on Lasix, I also use this Redmond electrolytes. So they send this to me, and it's really good. So I love all of the Redmond products just because they're all natural. I don't want to have to give something that's got a ton of preservatives in it, and you know, just if I don't know what it is, I wouldn't eat it myself. I don't want my horse to eat it. So the other thing that we give is going to be this Daily Gold stress relief. So like on Sway or any of these, when I saddle, so I used to get it a little further out, but I think it's been pretty good. So when I saddle my horse before a run, we'll squirt this down their throat. It is literally mineral clay and water and peppermint oil, and that is all that's in it. And so I really, really like this. I feel like it coats their stomach before they start getting nervous.
They have that acidity, yeah, and they don't feel it in the hang-up. That's the big part with that, what I saw on the different horses.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this has been really good. We feed that Daily Gold. It's a powder as well. They also sell like all kinds of mineral rocks. I actually will take, I don't know if we have some Daily Red in here, but they make the rock. And so when I go to shows, I take those rocks with me and hang them in their stalls. And that'll also help kind of keep them drinking. And some of them are like really want it a lot. And some of them don't mess with it a whole lot. But
for the stomach, helps. Do you just take Daily Gold, or you gave something else?
So sometimes? A lot of times we'll do, a lot of them are on Succeed when they're running, which is like a more affordable, but it's also been more proven for hindgut. And then when they're like, you know, really need a little bit more, you know, Sway is on the, oh my gosh, what's it called? All the omeprazole and stuff. Yeah, so we've given her GastroGuard, and then she's also had like omeprazole like compounded from her vet. So just kind of different stuff there. We talked about the misoprostol. So my vet recommends that you don't give it to mares, but if you have geldings that are running, so we had another the casino horse that was running, and he kind of struggled with that, backing off his feet, and he was on the misoprostol. Super good success with that. It actually isn't hormonal or anything, which is a big misconception. People think, like, I guess they use it as an abortion drug, so it has to be with another drug, and it actually has nothing to do with hormones. But they don't recommend it on mares because it'll relax their cervix. So it's actually like that's what it's doing, not necessarily bad. So for geldings though, it's very, very affordable, way more affordable than some of the other stuff. And so I did an article on that one time. I got a lot of slack on the article. We stated all kinds of facts. You can go see it at redhotrunninghorses.blog.com. But they in that, you know, showing all that stuff, you can see there was a lot of studies that showed that that it was a very good alternative versus GastroGuard.
Yeah, that's why I want to know which one, you know, I'm asking you, but I'm asking the vet, I'm asking everyone to know what is your experience with it. We are not saying that this product is better than the other one. It's more what works for you. It's different. And even you can see, I think, that it will work on one horse and not on the other one. And, you know.
And the biggest thing is cost. So the average person is probably not going to want to spend $30 a tube on GastroGuard. Like Sway is on GastroGuard for $200,000, so who cares? You know, she can be on it as long as she needs to be on it. However, it is expensive. All of this stuff is expensive. So if we can give you guys an alternative that is maybe a little more affordable, that fits into your budget, but that can help your horses too, you know, I want to tell you about all of it because, you know, it is expensive to keep them running down the road and keeping them competitive at a top level.
Perfect. Hey, thank you so much. It's very interesting. So if you want to know more about all our tricks, because you show us like everything, a lot. Probably not everything because you have a lot, but she showed us a lot of tricks. You can just click on the link and you will have all the detail for online clinic. Hey, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.